is cracking up each week, yes, each week, with his hilarious podcast, Adulting. Please welcome Jordan Carlos to my lab.
Thank you.
Jordan.
Oh my gosh.
You know, you are a New Yorker.
I am.
Do you feel like New York is finally getting back to normal?
It is, Sherri. I'm really happy about that. People are coming out more. I mean, this audience is out and about, and they're a beautiful audience as well.
Yes.
Like, I got to see my therapist in real life.
Okay.
Which was cool. Got to smell her weird cat, and, which was great. And I knew New York was back when I left my therapist's office, go out into the street, I'm in the intersection, and this other real deal New Yorker lady, she's like, stop right there, stop it, stop. Aren't you somebody? Just like that. Aren't you somebody? Yeah. So then I just walked right back into my therapist's office because that was the question I was trying to answer for the past hour. Am I somebody? I didn't know there'd be a hot pop quiz when I walked outside.
You got it.
Yes.
I love this, and I love this about you because you've been happily married.
Yes.
But you happily married. But you are not a fan of your wife's hobbies.
Yes. I would just point out that my wife is a white person. And I only point that out because she likes to go jogging, and she was like during the pandemic, she was like, "Babe, let's go jogging. You know, let's go running." I was like, "You're faster than me. If you went jogging, it would look like I was chasing you, right? Like, that'd be great, you know." And then the cops would just be like, "Yeah, we got a black dude chasing a white woman out here. Here's the weird part: they're in matchy Lululemon outfits, right?" So I tell her this, and she's like, fine, just go by yourself. And I was like, yeah, great, just a black man running down the street. That's never been a problem in the history of the world. But I'm just jealous because she doesn't have to take anything when she goes running. She just takes her little AirPods, right? And she has her little scrunchie for her ponytail. Me, I gotta take 3 forms of ID. Blood sample, and bail money. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you, and let me tell you, black people, we love to run. We love to on tracks. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
On tracks. You cannot touch us on a track. Why? Because that gun goes off. Bang, and we are just.
And you are out. You are gone.
we don't have any questions, Sherri.
You are gone.
We're gone.
Now, you're married to your wife, but I heard that she likes you to go apple picking.
Yes,
So,
she does. Yes.
What is this?
When you're married to a white, they don't tell you. They don't tell you how much apple picking is involved, and it's like, and it's not a little. I'm sorry, it's not a little, it's a lot. And but she was like, "Do you want to go apple picking with me?" And I was like, "I'm black. We picked everything we're gonna pick." Controversial. Too soon. We don't just do it for funsies. You know what I'm saying? So she went, but have you ever been? It's fun.
Okay, I've never been. Okay.
Get a white friend and go. And it's fun. I went out there and I was picking the apples, but there's this philosopher, Carl Jung, who said, I remember this in college, he said, everything that your ancestors feel, you felt, right? And so I felt that for the first time in this field, but because by the 3rd row, I dropped my basket and I was like, "Ooh, Lord." And then it started, and I was like, Fuji, Macintosh, hey, look. These are types of apples. I had a rag in my back pocket for some reason. I was like, they're working so hard, Lord. I was ladling water. I was like, where'd I get a ladle? I don't know where I got.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. But it's fun. It's fun. It's fun, you know.
So you got, Jordan, you got children, but you think that your son does not look like you.
Because he doesn't. I have a white son, and it's cool. We took the test. He's mine. His name is Malcolm, by the way, Sherri. Malcolm.
Yes.
And well, we didn't name him that after we saw him. So it was when my wife was pregnant. So we were like, okay, let's name him like Malcolm L. Hash Malik, make white people uncomfortable X, right? And then 9 months later, he come out looking like Malcolm in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. It's cool. My son doesn't look like me, but that's okay sometimes because he's like a handful. He's very entitled. Where did he get that from? So at the playground one time, he took off his diaper and he put it on this other girl's head.
Oh, he did?
Yes, this was in Manhattan. And he runs around and he's like, no rules, no rules. And then these very bougie Manhattan parents are like, whose child is this? Whose child is this? And I was like, clearly not mine. So I blame the music that they listen to. Where are the fathers?
Okay, Jordan. So you read to your kids all the
do.
time, but you said that there are some books that you will not read to your kids.
Yes, I know we were trying to ban these books, but I'm not on that wagon, but there is one book in particular I would ban, and that is Green Eggs and Ham.
Really?
I don't know if y'all have read Green Eggs and Ham lately. I know, I'm about to destroy your childhood. But in Green Eggs and Ham, right, to me, it should just be a one-page book about what? Consent. Right?
Okay, all right.
Do you want these eggs and ham? Nah, end of the book.
Okay.
8, 9 pages later, how about with a fox? How about in a box, right? How about here and there? Excuse me, just try to keep your eggs and ham out of my body, okay? Like, right? I mean, what am I teaching my child here, right?
Okay.
He said, I do not want it here or there. I do not want it anywhere. No means no, right? What am I teaching my kid here, Sherri? I'm saying.
I love it. I want to thank you for being here.
Of course.
Please welcome to my Laugh Lounge, Ophira Eisenberg. Hey, you know what, Ophira? I think you are the first Ophira I have ever met.
Yeah, I get that all the time. It's a real name, just so you know. It's not a made-up name. It is an old name, though. It is like, really, it's an old Hebrew name that didn't catch on. And it's very Israeli, actually, and I have an Israeli friend, and I said, it's not popular here,
right?
But it's popular there, right, in Israel? And he went, no. Old name, nobody wants it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm the Mabel of Jerusalem.
Oh my gosh. So like you know, you have this, now your son, his name is Lucas.
Yes.
All right, so Lucas just turned 8. Did you feel any kind of pressure when you picked your son's name?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
I was gonna give him a name not like mine. I wanted it to be easy, but it's also very intentional because my husband is a huge Star Wars nerd.
Okay, so this is good.
Yes, and so he loved Lucas. I like the name too, not because of Star Wars. I like the name because before I met my husband, I dated a lot of guys. Okay, a lot of guys. So when I was then pregnant with a boy, I was like, oh my goodness, are there any guys' names left for me out there that don't have like a memory attached?
This is the last thing you want is a memory with your son.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, okay, now I was talking about Halloween earlier.
Yeah.
Did your son have fun doing Halloween?
You know what? This year was great. This year was great. He wanted to dress up as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Okay, good.
Okay, so that was very cute. And then he wanted us to do the family group costume.
Yeah.
So he said to my husband, you're gonna be the rat Splinter. That's the father figure. And then he said to me that I was gonna be April O'Neil. That's the female character in the cartoon. So easy costume. She wears a yellow jumpsuit, had it.
Yes.
And then she has a red haircut.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's a cheap Halloween wig. But my son goes, no, you're not buying a wig. You're cutting and dyeing your hair.
Ooh.
I know, and I said, no, I'm just gonna wear a wig. And he repeatedly said, no, you're not. You are cutting and dyeing your hair. I know, it was like an overbearing, controlling boyfriend. That was like, here's how I want you to wear your hair. I was like, no. I wear my hair how I like, please.
You was arguing with your boyfriend's son.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, girl. Now, and I love this. You've been on tour. It's so hard. You were in tour. You're doing your stand-up tour in Canada.
Yes.
Being away from your family, was that hard, Ophira?
So hard. It really is hard, you know? And I thought about it. I felt guilt. I felt a lot of guilt. You know, as moms, we feel guilt. And I thought, I'm leaving my family behind. I'm going out on the road. I'm working. I feel, am I a bad mom? I actually thought, am I a bad mom? And then I thought, no, I am a professional. I am out on the road, yes, alone, but I'm working and making money for my family.
That's right.
Yes, thank you.
That's right.
Does not make me a bad mom. It makes me an average dad. And you know what? I bought him a little trinket at the airport. So #1 dad, right here, #1 dad.
Now, I think I bond with you so much because I had Jeffrey late in life. You became a mom in your 40s.
Yep.
So tell me the perks of getting older.
Let's see. Okay, one perk happened recently. So I was hungry. I went to a grocery store and, you know, bought a soup that they sell, which is, can I say anything about being in my 40s? I bought a soup, everyone. And then I left. I was in a daze. I walked out of the grocery store without paying for it. I was a block down the street when I realized what I had done, and I thought, how did this happen? And then I remembered women in their 40s are invisible to society. And I thought, this is great. This is great. You know, carrot ginger soup today, Gucci tomorrow, my friends. Take an advantage.
Ophira, I'm gonna take you out for we're gonna go get a drink together, me and you.
Good time.
I wanna thank you for being here, Ophira.
Oh my goodness.
My next guest spends her nights on stage as a stand-up comedian, but for the last 30 years, she spent her days working with kids as a Sunday school teacher, a camp counselor, and a mom. So I gotta tell you, I cannot wait to hear how she blends both those worlds together. Please welcome to my Laugh Lounge, Christy Conder. Okay, first of all, this is so funny. So it sounds like you love working with kids.
Love it.
But how do you get along with the parents?
Sherri, after 25 years, I just got out of a cult.
Okay.
It was a PTA, but hear me out.
Ooh.
Y'all, we have a uniform, right? You have to wear tennis shoes.
Yes.
Leggings disguised as pants.
Okay.
Some shirt and a puffy vest in your tribe colors. A messy bun, and we used to have to carry the Yeti cup.
Yeah.
But then our mommy mafia leader, Donna Corleone,
Yeah.
she made a deal with the Stanley Cup people. Because they made them an offer she couldn't refuse. So now we have to carry the Stanley Cups.
You gotta see, oh my God.
But you know, at the school, they actually have recruitment meetings for the mommy mafia, you know? They're called open house. Hey, come meet your kid's teacher. Come meet people that, you know, are parents like you. Come sign this little form that says volunteer. Don't you do it. It is a trap. You're gonna be in charge of the recycling program for the rest of your life.
You know what? So are parents like, I'm listening to you. Are the parents like super cliquey?
They're scary.
Yeah.
They are scary. We had turf wars.
Really?
In the PTA, like we had a situation where the cheer moms, you know who you are, went against the band moms over who had the rights to sell cotton candy. It's a very sticky situation. After a 2-hour standoff in the concession stand, I went to the principal and I said, how do you not drink on the job? Y'all, this man didn't miss a beat. He said, who says I don't? Loved him. Loved him.
But so, like, you got a different approach. Does your husband have a different approach when it comes to school?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been married 30 years.
Oh.
Which, if you don't know, is the Pearl anniversary.
It's a Pearl anniversary.
Yeah, it's a Pearl anniversary. That's right. We have irritated each other long enough to create something of value.
Okay.
Right. But he drives carpool, right?
Okay.
So, but he treats it more like a military operation. So he has the kids in the backpack in the middle of the minivan, you know, looking like paratroopers. And so he pulls into the carport and, you know, and the door slides open and he yells, go, 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 tuck and roll, tuck and roll. They're barrel rolling out of the car and he's peeling out. He got banned from carpool.
He got banned from the carpool.
I think that was his whole goal.
Okay, I love this. Now, so both of y'all have raised 3 kids.
Yeah.
You work in the children's ministry. Okay, they're out of the house. The kids are out of the house. How did they turn out?
Well, they're pretty good. I mean, we raised them. My husband has an art degree. I'm a stand-up comedian. So our house was creative and dramatic and loud.
Yeah.
And so my daughter is actually an actor here in New York City, my oldest child.
Okay. All right, now.
My youngest is a screenwriter in LA.
All right.
And then there's the middle child. She's an accountant.
Okay.
Okay, she said she wanted something different for her life, like job security and steady income. And I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
Y'all just pray for us.
She'll be okay as an accountant girl.
Yeah, but you know, my youngest, when he was in college, we were getting close to the empty nest, and people said, you know, well, you know, you could have another baby.
Ah.
No. I mean, that's insane. Like, we were in the red zone of parenting, all right? We were at the goal line. right? And to say that is insane. That's like Patrick Mahomes coming into the huddle and saying, 1st and goal, 15 seconds left for the win. By the way, I'm pregnant. Right. Yeah, insane. Insane. No, didn't happen. Did not happen. Yeah.
Christy, I really love you. Like you wrote this book and you called it Her Letters.
Yes.
Women of the Bible ABC.
Yes.
Okay, so yes. Women of the Bible ABC. And you say that there's nothing funnier than a kid in church.
Oh my word.
Tell me.
Oh my word. I love kids. I love teaching about Jesus, but you know, we have to take secular games and turn them into church games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we don't play Duck, Duck, Goose. We play Disciple, Disciple, Judas. And we don't play Pin the Tail on the Donkey. We play Pin the Nose on the Leper.
Oh, that one?
Well, it's gross, but the kids love it. And then we don't play Dodgeball. We play Stone the Sinner.
And there you go, and you got it all there.
But you know what? I love working with kids because they have such great observations. Like I had a little boy come to me and say, hey, Miss Christy, if David had seen Bathsheba in the shower, would she have been Shower Sheba? That's a good question.
That's a good question.
But I wrote the book because I feel like a lot of people ignore parts of their Bible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to write a book about some of the women that maybe you hadn't heard of, like Queen Candace of Ethiopia. It's in the book of Acts. Right.
Didn't know that.
So yeah, so I love that. But you know what? I also have learned that you have to proofread everything you give to a child to read out loud.
Yeah.
Even if it's from the Bible. Like I had this, I was teaching the kids about David and Goliath.
Yeah.
And I said, now boys and girls, all right, Goliath has just challenged David to a fight, and David's going to talk to his men about what they're going to say to the Israelites, okay? So, Rachel, you go ahead and read. Okay, thank you, Miss Christy. And David said to the men, who is this man, this one who mocks God, this uncircumcised? Miss Christy, what is that word? That is uncircumstantial. That is And then you got some homeschooler in the back that goes, that's not what it says. That's not what it says. I did an art project on that last week, and that's not what it says. I know.
Christy, I want to thank you for being here. Uncircumstantial. I love that. It's our first Laugh Lounge of season 2, and we are bringing the funny with a very good friend of mine. Please welcome the hilarious Brad Williams.
Hey, Sherri. Thanks for having me on the show. You took 2 dwarves on your chest, and then you put one in the studio. You're replacing them. I love that. Good to be here.
And I love you, Brad. You are welcome. Now, this is great because you are on tour.
Yes.
I love going on the road, but it's just tough being away from the family.
Yeah.
How you handling that?
I got a family. I have a wife, and I have a 3-year-old baby girl. I know, I did it. Yeah. It's very hard being on the road, but thankfully I've been there for a lot of those big moments for her.
Right.
I was holding her when she said her first word. Her first word, she just looked at me and she went, Daddy. And I'm like, ah! She knows who makes the money.
Yes, right.
It's awesome. No, she said Daddy first, and then we tried to get her to say Mommy next. It's a very logical next word. Would make my wife really happy. You say Daddy, you say Mommy. Couldn't say Mommy. Next word she said was the dog's name.
Okay.
Yeah, my dog's named after my favorite football player, DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
She said...
Rolled right off the tongue. Couldn't say Mommy, couldn't pronounce the M. Her M came out like a B.
Like a B.
So she called my wife Bob.
Okay.
Thanks for laughing. I laughed every single time it happened. We'll get her in the morning, she'd be like, Daddy, and Bob, and I'm cracking up. My wife is like, it's not that funny. I'm like, yes, it is. Yes, it is funny. What's so funny about it? I mean, later on tonight, I'm gonna try and hook up with Bob. I haven't said that since college. But yeah, it's been absolutely amazing.
Oh man, I love this so much. And I'm glad you're here because you usually in LA where it's hot.
Yeah.
The fall is here.
Yeah.
So what you got planned for the family?
I got nothing. I got nothing planned. My wife makes all the plans. I bought a house. Whenever I'm home, I'm like, I bought that. Let's stay in the house. We just paid for it. My wife is like always making plans. But see, we've been married now for almost 8 years. So like, she doesn't think about me being a little person all the time because my wife's not a dwarf. That's how you know I'm funny. Like, be like, Brad, you're a comedian. Are you any good? Yes, this is who I'm with. But so she always makes these plans, but she forgets. Like the other day, she's like, oh, it's fall. I made these plans. Honey, we are going apple picking.
Oh my gosh, apple picking.
She wants to take her dwarf husband apple picking. Listen, I don't know if people do impressions on the show. Here's my impression of me apple picking. Ready? Why apples?
Oh gosh.
Why not strawberries? That would have made sense. I could have been an run, drag my arm, get them all, one shot. That would have been great.
Okay, so no apple picking, but then...
No apple picking.
Okay, so but then Halloween is coming up.
Yeah.
Are y'all talking about costumes for little baby Elway?
Yeah, so my daughter is also a dwarf, and which means, but she's not just a dwarf, she's also my wife's kid. Which means she's an Asian dwarf. And if you're like, what does that look like? Cutest baby you've ever seen in your entire life. Oh my God, Baby Yoda, you got nothing. You got nothing on Asian dwarf baby. Asian dwarf baby. She's not even a kid, she's a Pokemon. Like Asian dwarf baby. Angelina Jolie is like, I don't have one of those. I can't wait for Halloween.
This is what I love about you. I love your relationship with your family. I love your relationship with your wife.
Yeah.
Do y'all have nicknames for each other?
Yeah, the one I call her, I can't say on daytime TV. Okay. But she's been calling me Short King. Apparently that's like a thing, like, yo, you're a short king. I don't think that's a compliment. Be like, oh, Brad, you're a short king. Great, you just called me a chess piece. Like, no, you're a short king. All right, now I'm the villain from Shrek 1. Like, nobody wanted to hook up with Lord Farquaad, all right? So you gotta change the nickname.
Oh my gosh, Brad, I'm so glad you came. Thank you for saying yes to me.
Yes.
Y'all give it up for Brad Williams. Was inspired to do stand-up after watching one of Joan Rivers' comedy specials. He has now gone on to be named one of Variety's top 10 comics to watch. Please welcome Matteo Lane to my Laugh Lounge.
Hey.
Okay, so Matteo, let's get into it. You are single and you are diving back into the dating scene.
I am.
How's it going?
Well, first, I'm obviously gay. Imagine if I was like, my girlfriend's Sarah and I didn't work out, but you know what's so funny is like, especially with gay dating, it can be so tricky. Well, gays, we kind of have a super, are the gays here? Thank you. It took him a second. There's a thing that gays can do. We have a special superpower where we can make full conversations with other gay men from across the room with just eye contact.
Okay.
So, okay, see, all right. You'll be at a bar, you're with your friends, and you'll be like, oh, there's this really cute guy over there. I'm gonna give him a first look.
Okay.
So you just give him a look. Okay, he looked back. I'm going in for the second look. He's in med school. And we're gonna make out. Get me a shot, you know. So that's how it works for me.
Okay, but are there any other ways that you tried dating?
So my friend, I'm from Chicago, and my friend Jesse, hey, and my friend Jesse years ago, my friend Jesse's the kind of gay, he's completely bald, but still halfway through the conversation, he'll wipe away hair that's like not there. And his voice is like somewhere between Julia Childs and Mrs. Garrett, like, girls, bonjour! And he said, I'm sick of the apps and I'm sick of the bars, we're joining a gay volleyball team. So we joined a gayer volleyball team, and nothing is gayer than, you know, and so we thought it was like a bunch of gays were gonna go to brunch and like have a good time, but everyone was really serious about it, and they had like sponsors. Our team name was Ursula's Bitches. So all the other teams, when they would cheer, they would put their hands on the like 2, 3, 4, woo! But since we were Little Mermaid themed, we put our hands in the middle and went, ah. and then lost. Always lost. Never won a game.
Oh gosh. Okay, so hold on.
Yes, always.
I heard that your favorite TV show is Ghost Adventures.
Okay. My favorite show, I love ghost hunting shows because they're so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they've got a million. They've got, if you watch the Travel Channel, which is a very deceiving title, right? Because no one's traveling. And they have like Ghost Adventures, Dead Files. I'm so shocked, like they have every genre of ghost hunting shows. I'm shocked they don't have a gay ghost hunting show.
Oh, what would that be?
I would like to host it. It would be called Queer Eye for the Dead Guy. Just 5 fabulous gay men walking into abandoned buildings being like, of course he's haunting you, look what you're wearing. You know, it'd be great. It'd be great. But Ghost Adventures, the show itself is so fascinating because, one, it's been on for 22 seasons.
Yes.
They haven't found a single ghost yet. And they're making money. And the guy, it's hosted by this guy, his name is Zach Baggins.
Yes.
And Zach is he's such a character. I love him, but he's ridiculous. He opens up his show every day and he's like, my name is Zach, I'm a demonologist. And I'm like, okay, my parents were disappointed when I told them I was gay. I can't imagine sitting them down and being like, Mom and Dad, I'm going into demonology. And they have all this ridiculous technology on the show. Yeah. They never explain it. It makes no sense. They have a machine that texts ghosts. Text them. Text them. I'm like, all right, if this is real, wouldn't we know about this? Like, wouldn't the world know? Also, like, we'd be using that for everything. We'd be at weddings like, well, we'll see what Nana thinks of your dress. You know, we're just...
Okay, Matteo, geez, you went to Paris like last weekend. How was Paris?
Okay, I flew to Paris. This is the most insane thing because I'm not rich. I went to Paris. They flew us private to walk in the kids' super show. It was all comedians.
Yes.
I was in Paris for 48 hours. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I know. I was so... The staff on the plane could tell I was poor because I was really excited about everything. But I do love Paris. Have you been to Paris before?
I've never been to Paris.
Oh, okay. Paris is beautiful. Oh. I'm used to going to Italy because I have family in Italy.
And you're Italian, yeah.
I'm Italian, yeah. The thing about Italians, though, like if you go to Italy and you don't speak Italian, like you can just say ciao, they're very impressed.
Yes.
They're like, oh, wow, lui parla bene, dai. France, I was in this pastry, like this patisserie, and I wanted to order a chocolate croissant and coffee, but I wanted to do it in French. I didn't want to be the American and be like, bonjour, I have a question. So I walk in and it's just me and the woman working there. So I'm like Googling how to say it perfectly, but I just look like a kid in the Blair Witch, like in the corner, like by myself. So I walk up to her and she's like, bonjour. And I was like, bonjour, madame. Alors, je voudrais manger un pain au chocolat avec un café, s'il vous plaît.
All right.
And she goes, well, that'll be $4.95. I had one time, everything with food in France, I tried ordering a cheeseburger at McDonald's. The thing with cheeseburgers and me, I just want cheese on it. Is anyone else like that?
Yes.
Just cheese. I hate pickles. They're just cucumbers sitting in their own pee. And I think, yes, I said what I said.
You're right.
Am I wrong? And if you ask for no pickles, 12 pickles show up on your plate. They're throwing pickles at you. But I'm begging waiters all the time, just cheese, please, just cheese, and they never understand it, just cheese. So I'm in Paris, I'm with this guy, and the only place open was McDonald's. So we went, and I wanted to order a cheeseburger with just cheese. So I asked him, I was like, how do you say just cheese in French? He's like, seulement du fromage. I'm like, seulement du fromage? Yes, this is just cheese, seulement du fromage. I'm like, okay. So I walked up, and then the lady was like, bonsoir, McDonald's. So same staff, different language. And I said, bonsoir, I'd like a cheeseburger avec seulement du fromage. And she stops typing and goes, seulement du fromage? I'm like, oh my God, it's happening in another country right now. I was like, oui, seulement du fromage. And she turns to the chef, ces garçons veulent seulement du fromage. And the chef walks out, seulement du fromage. Everyone's staring at me. I'm panicking. I'm like, I can't believe I'm the only person in Paris who's ever wanted just cheese. So they finally give me my burger and I storm off. I'm like, merci. And I go home. And when I open it up, it was just bun with cheese. I swear to you, this happened.
Oh my God.
Humiliating. Humiliating.
Oh gosh, Matteo, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Please welcome to my Laugh Lounge, Nate Jackson. Nate! It's so funny because you started comedy on a dare.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had just gotten to college and my homeboy thought I was funny. He said, man, if there was a comedy contest with people from this school, you think you would win? I was like, yeah. So I went up and told my little jokes. Listen, this was 18 years ago. My first joke, I said, I just found out Michael Jordan's getting a divorce. He's worth $400 million. What does it take? And she won't stay for 400. Because I'd stay for 400. Put a jersey on me. Shoot.
You know, it is so funny. And did you win a contest?
Actually, I beat everybody but the guy that dared me.
Oh, man.
How about that?
Man. And what's he doing now?
I don't know. I think he's like a software developer or something.
It's so funny because when we were talking earlier, like, we all struggle with weight. When did you realize, like, you were bigger?
Okay. I didn't know we were gonna do that one. You know what I'm saying? In real life, I realized I was bigger when I was doing something that I used to do with ease when I was smaller.
Yeah.
And it was a little complicated when I was doing it. I went down to tie my shoe.
Okay.
I was like, yeah. Now, you're supposed to make noise because you're constricting your core. But the part that happened to me that I didn't expect is when I came up, I seen twinkly things in the air. I said, this might be a stroke or something. And I was tasting, I don't see no toes, I don't smell no toes. They say toes.
Right.
And then I didn't smell no toes, so I figured that was a good time to reward myself with some toes. So I went downstairs. Man, I got bigger on accident. Like, it's never on purpose. I ate so much Five Guys, they made me the sixth guy. Like, I'm on the wall. They got a picture of me. I'm on the wall.
Okay, because the problem is dieting is really hard.
Yeah.
Now, are chips your weakness?
Oh my God. You be knowing stuff. Yeah, chips are my, here's the thing. I like Doritos, Cool Ranch.
Okay.
Because it be having mistake chips. Now, I might be a little too, this might be too specific, but some of them chips be getting stuck on a conveyor belt when they spraying the little powder on there.
Yeah.
The little mistake chips.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to eat those. You're supposed to throw that away because it's obviously a defect. But don't nobody throw that away. It got the extras on it. You put that to the side. You be like, I'm finna eat you last. Yeah, I be eating them chips.
Oh my gosh, you know what? Now you're single, I'm single. You think that we should go?
You single?
I'm single. Yes. Although you single? Okay. All right. And so it's something. Should we find a date on TikTok?
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, not on TikTok. Listen, TikTok is not a dating app. People need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Even the comments be thirsty. Like, okay, I see you with your little 8 count. No, not TikTok.
Not TikTok? Okay, so is it true that you once got catfished? How? I know I'll be doing research.
Okay, yeah, I got catfished. It wasn't on TikTok. I was on Tinder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tinder.
Yeah, and I seen this beautiful girl, and I thought she was a little thirsty, which I like. I don't like to fight and work all hard. You know, if I'm a lion on the prairie, I ain't gonna be looking for all the healthy wildebeest. I want the one limping in the back. And so she was on the app and she kept winking. Her profile picture was a wink. Like, she was ready, you know? I said, I don't gotta put up too much of a fight for the winking girl. And then we went on a date and she showed up and her eye was closed. For real, it wasn't a wink, it was a wonk. She was beautiful though. She didn't care.
She was beautiful.
She came in singing. She like, baby, won't you come my way? I was like, is that Fetty Wap? Sherri, she sang Fetty Wap.
She sang Fetty Wap.
Tupac got one eye too.
I can't even take you, Nate. I can't take you. Now, here's the thing. You don't even have to go to Tinder. Like, you could find a nice church girl, but you don't go to church anymore.
No, I don't go to church. No, well, I do go to church, but I don't go like the black church I came up in because like we be going at like 10 a.m. and we get out Tuesday, and I got stuff to do. I can't still be sitting in church all day. I got clothes to watch, the game be on. I can't see nothing. I had a lady at my church growing up, and she used to hold everybody hostage.
Oh, really?
She would stand in the doorway at the end of church, and that's when she would have her testimonies. And she was older, so you couldn't tell her, like, get your ass out the way. You know, with Sister Sarah, she used to wait till the end of church. The pastor got his jacket on. The Bible closed. We don't auto-started our trucks in the parking lot. I'm on the IHOP menu, like, okay, I want a chicken fajita omelet. We about to get out. She's singing so hard, she's not even finishing words. One time she sang Jesus and didn't even get to the zus. I couldn't take it. I'm like, move out the way, Sarah. She said, I'm not going no more.
Okay, Nate, all right. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna back and free. Nate, I want to say thank you so much for being here, making me choke on myself. My next guest is taking the comedy scene by storm. She's gone viral on TikTok for her outrageous videos, and now she's getting big laughs across the country in the Robyn Schall Experience Tour. Welcome to my Laugh Lounge, comedian Robyn Schall. Now, Robyn, I want to say congratulations on your new tour. You are traveling like crazy.
Yup.
But are you happy to be back home in New York City?
I love New York. I'm from New York. New York is the best place. Although I am trying to lose weight to fit into my apartment. You know they're tiny. I could literally pee in my bed and be correct. You know. It's small. I used to have a loft bed, and when I had this loft bed, on the box it said could only hold 250 pounds.
Right.
So I could only date a guy that weighed 110 pounds. Don't do the math, guys. I say my weight on national television. But it was awkward, like getting intimate with someone when your face from the ceiling is 2 inches. Right?
Yes, I know.
I convince a man to come home with me. I have to weigh him in.
Girl, now, Robyn, you are not just a comedian. I love it because you are also an actress.
Yes, I'm an actress on Craigslist. Sherri, I recently had an audition. It was for a sneaker commercial, and all I had to do was walk across the room. The director told me to stop overacting, so I did it again with my clothes on, and Sherri, I killed it.
Oh my gosh! Okay, so now, congratulations, because you landed a huge part on a music video with A$AP Rocky and A$AP Ferg.
Thank you.
And A$AP Ferg, like, so what was it like?
Oh my gosh, so I show up and all I had to do in this rap video, it's called Shabba, all I had to do was shove cake in my mouth. Yeah. And as I'm shoving cake in my mouth, A$AP Rocky starts rapping, fat hoe eating cake, fat hoe eating, fat hoe eating, fat hoe. I'm sorry, but I am not a hoe. And here's the, I'm comfortable making fun of myself. You're a comic,
yes,
you get it. It's what we do. And plus, I was always chubby. Like, I was a chubby kid. Yeah. I was one of those chubby kids that looked for strangers with candy, you know? And if they had a van, I was like, let me in, I'm starving! Forget the puppy, give me the Snickers, right?
Okay, Robyn, so like during COVID, like you posted this video that got over 10 million views.
Yeah.
So much so that, like literally, and what was so crazy about this, over 10 million views, Oprah and Gayle King interviewed you.
Yeah. Wait, Sherri, this is such a good story. You're gonna love this. So I get interviewed by Oprah and Gayle on Oprah's website live, and Oprah, Gayle, and I are all zoomed in, okay? Then at the end of the interview, Oprah's like, oh, Robyn, do you have a question for me? And I panic, because what do you ask Oprah Winfrey, right? Like, anything I say is gonna be stupid. So I just go, oh yeah, Oprah, how do you flirt? Oprah's been with Stedman for 10,000 years, all right? She just looks at me like, girl, I've never flirted a day in my life, right?
Okay.
So then Gail takes over, and Gail's like, Robyn, I love to flirt. All you have to do is go up to a man and say, want to go to lunch? Your treat? So then, hold on, it gets worse. Then Oprah disappears. Her screen goes blank. The conversation got so stupid, Oprah left her own interview of her own website, okay? She's gone. So then, the producers start chiming in, and the producer's like, Oprah's internet is out. Oprah's internet is out. Bull, right? Oprah owns internet. You're telling me I could pay my cable bill, but Oprah can't pay Verizon $70.99? So I take over the interview because now Oprah's gone. So I just look at Gail and I go, Gail, want to go to lunch? Your treat?
That's the way you do it. Oh my God.
She hasn't had me back. That was it, one-time interview.
Now, you even admit all the time, you say that you overshare. You always say you overshare online. So how did your family feel about you always oversharing?
No, now they like it. Now they're on board now that I'm at the Sherri show. Now that we got them tickets to Sherri, they like it. But it's funny because my mom will always try to give me advice. She's a math teacher from Brooklyn. She doesn't know, stand-up. Yeah. But she recently was like, Robyn, if you want to make it in stand-up, just why aren't you doing Saturday Night Live?
Oh, yeah.
Right, you get it, right?
Yeah.
As if it's our choice. Like I've just been turning them down this whole time. Like, sorry, can't do your little show. I'm booked at a deli in New Jersey. But also, I don't do imitations. And you have to be, the only people I could imitate is I could do Fran Drescher from The Nanny. Like, Mr. Sheffield. Or I could do Lois from Family Guy.
Yeah, Family Guy.
Yeah, Peter. But I fooled you guys. I didn't change my voice. That's it. I could do one other.
What's the other one?
It's not my voice. I look like her. I get stopped all the time. People are like, oh my gosh, Ricky Lake. Right? See, everyone, your whole audience said it before me. Yeah, I get it all the time. Because I was in, Sherri, you're gonna die. I was in Times Square. This old man comes up to me. He's like, he's with his grandson. He's like, my grandson just showed me a video of you. I said, oh, you think I'm Ricky Lake? He goes, fat hoe eating cake, fat hoe. I was like, I made it, Sherri, I'm the fat hoe.
Oh my gosh! Robyn, I want to say thank you for being here. No matter what level you go to, do not ever lose that spirit, that beautiful spirit, and that smile and joy that you have.
Right back at you, Sherri. This is amazing. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, girl. My next guest paved the way for many black women in comedy. She was the first black female impressionist in the country, and the first black female writer on Saturday Night Live. So to celebrate Black History Month in my Laugh Lounge, please welcome Sylvia Treymore Morrison. Sylvia, I'm so excited you're here, girl.
Thank you.
Yes, we are very excited you're here. So you've been in comedy for over 50 years. And now in the beginning doing this, as a black woman, how difficult was it to get work?
Oh, it was unimaginable.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I didn't know anybody in comedy, no women that looked like me, other than Moms Mabley. But I didn't know her. I knew of her. I didn't know her. But I didn't have any friends I could call to meet me at the club. I didn't have anybody I could ask how did I do, no mentor, no nothing. So it was tough. It was tough.
Oh, man. Okay, so in 1973, you got your big break because you won, I did not know this, the Miss Black America pageant.
Look
at you.
I was dying to find a platform because I didn't have any platforms.
Okay.
All my shows were done in living rooms, on the front porch, in the backyard, because there were no clubs, especially for women that looked like me.
Right.
And when I saw these girls on the Flip Wilson show, 3 beautiful, bad black girls. I mean, they came out on that stage, and I said, how they get on national TV? And they said they were in the Miss Black America pageant, so I entered.
Yeah.
And I tied for first place with Bernadette Stannis.
Bernadette Stannis.
Good times. Thelma from Good Times.
Thelma from Good Times.
And that night, they gave her a card to go in to interview for the the position of Thelma, and they sent me to Europe to entertain the American troops from the Vietnam War. Yes, they did.
Both of you got good positions.
Yes. And while I'm in Europe, there was this guy that kept watching me and kept telling people about me, and he'd read about me in the news. He said, I want to meet her. So he said, when she gets back to the States, fly her out here, out to California.
Yeah.
And that man was Red Fox, my very...
Oh my God! Wow! And Red Fox had a contract for you when you came out there?
Yeah, signed me immediately.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so then you got another break because of Richard Pryor?
Yes. Oh my God, what a story. It was amazing. So Richard Pryor was supposed to host the Muhammad Ali roast right here in New York at the Apollo. He called the day of and said he wasn't going to make it.
Okay.
So Dick Gregory, who was the producer, had nobody to replace him. And one of the girls from the pageant said, oh, you gotta get Sylvia. I'm telling you, she'll do it. So Mr. Gregory said, bring her in. And I was like, I'm replacing Richard Pryor, really? No script, no nothing. And it happened so that when it was time for me to introduce Mr. Ali, Muhammad Ali, I had just learned to do my impression of him.
Yes.
So I told him, I said, Mr. Ali, just give me 1 second. I got a surprise for you. So I went out on the stage, I did his poem, and when it was over, he came and grabbed my hand, took me to the front of the stage and held it up and said, you doing me? A woman doing me? That's awesome.
Oh my gosh! Just amazing. You just take that opportunity. Now, you went on tour with Whitney Houston.
Yes.
What was that like?
Oh, my God, Sherri. Whitney was in Washington, D.C., and she didn't have an opening act.
Okay.
Well, the guy who was supposed to open for her thought it was Saturday when it was Friday. Okay. So they called me up, and I went down, I opened for her, and at the end of the show, she comes back to me, and she says, you know what? Want to go on the road? I'm going to take you with me. And I was like, yeah, right. Whitney Houston, the biggest name in the world right now, is gonna take me on tour. And she called me. And we did 23 cities together.
Oh, man.
23. and Sherri, I think you'll like this story. So this one particular night, delivery guy was bringing her a dress. It was beautiful. I mean, it was gorgeous. I said, I'll take it to her. Yeah. So I go into knock on her door. She says, come on in, Sylvia. And I said, this is yours. It's like a $100,000 dress.
Right.
And I said, Whitney, it's beautiful. She said, you like it? I said, I do. She said, you can have it.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, what? She said, yeah, I got plenty. Girl, go in the closet and get some more. So I go in the closet, me being a little ghetto, you know. I grabbed the whole rack.
You did everything!
And then she hit me with this. She says, oh, and Sylvia, we're going shopping tomorrow. I dropped all the dresses, all of them.
You didn't take the dresses?
Lord have mercy.
So I gotta ask you, because you've been doing impressions. You're the first Black female impressionist. Yes. Who are some of your favorite celebrities to do?
Well, let me do this one for you, because I love Whoopi Goldberg. I do.
Okay.
I love Whoopi Goldberg. Well, let me just say this. I bought a couple of friends with me because we're doing the Sherri show. And Sherri, Dionne Warwick is so excited to meet you. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Dionne Warwick. Thank you so very, very much. And also, Sherri, I have former First Lady of the United States of America. She can't stay. She's just going to come and wave, Mrs. Michelle Obama. Also, Sherri, I have my good friend and former First Lady of the United States, Mrs. Melania Trump. Hello? Hello? Somebody help me, please.
Oh my God, Sylvia! Thank you so much for being here and giving us a history lesson.